up, Woody Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans. I get today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Kagurabachi chapter 108. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable Will-Puppet kitty who's somewhere around here, hopefully being good kitties, and this operation will, again, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon where we are doing our anime live reaction content because, unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that, so we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botched localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Digimon Beat Break. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 Patreon member, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there is a stacked winter anime season in full swing, in which today we are going to be covering Dead Account and Digimon Beat Break. Tomorrow we're going to be covering Hell's Paradise Jigakuraku. We also cover Soso no Frieren, Jujutsu Kaisen, Marusehi no Slave, Oshinoko, Tune to the Midnight Heart, Vigilante Boku no Hero Academia Legals, and Medalist, and there's even more on the way. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So, fam, I'm actually really excited for this chapter because essentially we're seeing Chihiro fight the extremist version of himself. Because we saw at the end of last chapter what Soga's version of justice is. It's an all or nothing situation. And I love it. I do. And something I'm really hoping to see in this chapter is that Soga is going to live up to the fucking hype. And that Chihiro's going to get his ass whooped, as fucked up as it is. But still, we need to see that shit. But anyways, let's get into this chapter, see what's in store for us today. To be a samurai, life is nothing but fuel to be burned for the sake of a world one sees as ideal. And if goals happen to differ, the only way to fix that is by fighting it out. But Chihiro, you're my sister's child. If possible, I really do not want to kill you. And I'm giving you no other choice. Woo! And this chapter is titled ENTEN versus Magatsumi. This is stunning. Alright. So, it was meant to break the enchanted blades? Yeah. Don't overdo yourself. You have no healing after all. Oh. Against the lights, Suzaku, I swear to God. Samura needs to die. I need to see him die here. Against the life-stealing property of the Magatsumi, Suzaku's healing is but a palliative measure. In the face of the overwhelming output of the Shinoichi, there's no limit to its destruction. As the Shinoichi, it stands on its own two legs, its craftsmanship in a league of its own. Yeah, Samura's definitely dying. To begin with, maintaining that balance took everything out of him. On top of that, shouldn't he disregard the Suzaku on me and push it to Chihiro to maximize his recovery? You've got one foot in the grave already. I think he's gonna die. It's a dangerous gamble. Looking forward into the future, we couldn't even hold a candle against him. Duh! The power that nullifies the very effect of stealing life. Facing the malediction, the ENTEN was crafted as the sole counterpart by the Shinoichi. On a stage dominated by the Shinoichi, this man alone dances to his own tune. Whoa, here we go, we got the fishes. In the Shinoichi's monopoly, he dances alone. I am going to fulfill my mission now. I doubt that. I kind of wish we would be seeing the fish here in the middle panel of page 5, but even with Samura's not going all out, he's completely unscathed, and his reaction speeds are incredible. Well, no fucking shit! Let's see. Aka, Tambo. Let's see. Defensive capability? Yeah! Aka is able to absorb a sorcery and make it my own, and in the process understand its functionality. Seemingly, the Magatsumi's abilities are quite straightforward, Black spiritual energy is channeled into various forms and then unleashed. But here's the thing with Akka's and these forms are essentially without limit. But here's the thing: Akka can do that shit, sure, and I do like this. Akka is able to absorb a sorcery and make it my own, and in the process understands functionality. Yeah, but the thing is with Chihiro is that it's kind of I kind of got to compare this to Asagi in Blue Lock, because Blue Lock Asagi kind of has that same process that he can understand the situation that's all playing out on the field, but the problem is his body is not up to speed with his mind. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on with Chihiro, is that like he can understand it, he can process it and all that shit, but I don't think his body is up to par. That physically, that's the problem. But if his body was up to par physically, like if he was up to par with Soga, I think it'd be a different story. I think he'd be able to win. But anyways, let me read the rest of this again. Seemingly, the Magatsumi's abilities are quite straightforward. Yeah, but black spiritual energy is channeled into various forms and then unleashed, and these forms are essentially without limit. Even the Tombo that requires a slight interval possesses powers that Akka simply isn't able to absorb. Ooh! Now this is interesting. And this is a very interesting thought. Even the dragonfly that requires a slight... Or, why I say dragonfly? I'm sorry. I fucking hate you, fan translator, for not using the right terminology here. For using Viz and not, like, the terms that everyone else is using. Even the Tombo that requires a slight interval possesses powers that Akka simply isn't able to absorb. I like that. I like that, that the techniques from the Magatsumi, from the Shinoichi, has powers that the Enten can't even, Akka, that can't even absorb. That's awesome. I'm happy that the Akka does have a weakness. Thank God. Every time Akka, I think of the mangaka, that pisses... God, I know that's going to piss people off, too. That earlier, Suzaku probably pushed me to my limits. If I take any more lethal damage, my road ends here. The basic status effects from Makatsumi seem to be ineffective, but if the power is concentrated into a slash or a shockwave, well, that doesn't seem to be the case, and so that is... it's... Ooh... We're getting some geometry up in here. It's nothing like the Enten's Black that launches slashes, more like something that cuts space itself. Interesting. Because of that, the delay between the action and the result is almost non-existent. Almost non-existent. Because even a millimeter's deviation in a swing like that, see... This bothers me so much. I really wish Hokazono would be utilizing the rest of the panels, or the full page / panels, like they do for when they slice through the panel. Kind of, what I mean is, like, you have, like, the fish swim through the entire page, or, like, the butterflies or the dragonflies fly through or the centipede go through the entire page, kind of like a dance kind of thing. I think that would be really cool. At least in my opinion. Additionally, it makes reading the source trajectory exceedingly difficult. Such a move, mowing down even Samura, a slash that is completely unavoidable. Cho, aka Butterfly. Dude. This is the bottom of page 8. Yeah, the bottom of page 8 where Soga is unleashing Cho. Stunning. Stunning. I love the movement in the background. This is beautiful. From the sword, I would love to see, like, on the top of page 9, though, when Cho's being unleashed, I would love to see, like, a cyclone of butterflies, like, starting to circle around Chihiro. That would have been really sick. From the sword swing, or, like, hell, because I think the sword's gonna, like, slash through one of the panels. I would have loved to see, like, the butterflies, like, start to fly through the page. That would have been sick. From the sword's swing to the clash piercing the air, or I think it's supposed to be slash. Damn it. To the slash piercing the air, it happens in a moment too brief to even call it an instant. The emergence of a slash. Chihiro's eyes made contact with that rustling of the air. Yeah, I think it should have just been, the butterfly should have, like, sliced or flew across the page. I think that would have been better. And the path of the blade's trajectory becomes clear. Yeah. I know it's a small thing. I wish it was better. I just wish the butterflies were flying through the page. I think that would have just made it look a lot better, in my opinion. Ooh, he reacted to the Cho. Like I thought, the Enten and Chihiro are the arch nemesis of the Sword Saint. I apologize for my words earlier. Seems I forgot that you too are a samurai. Woo! So, yeah, Soga was definitely holding back. I still think Soga is holding back, too. I still do. There was so much that I didn't yet know about the man of peerless genius, the very methods of his swordsmanship. The right panel of page 13, that face is sickening. I love that psychotic look on his face. Oh my god, it is sickening. Sickening! And he cut through the Enten. Yes, ma'am! I'm so happy with this. Thank you. This is what I wanted. Thank you. Oh, the far right panel of page 14, where we're seeing like the methodology, like basically the what is it? The life, like how Enten was born. Is as the sword is being cut in half. That's beautiful. I love it. A heart is on the left, right? Ooh, despair deeper than ever. I'm so happy with this. Again, minus that little thing of like not having like the the metaphorical art of like the fish and the dragonflies and the butterflies not like going through the entire pages of the chapter. Minus that, like this chapter is great. I'm so happy with this. I'm so happy. And this is like what? Chihiro's third near-death experience? Yeah. So what I want to see here is I want Samura to like sacrifice the rest of his life force to save Chihiro. I need that shit. I need to have basically what I want to see is what we didn't get at the end of Mission Yozakura Family, which we should have gotten. I still am saying that was editorial interference. Is basically there's this scene at near the end of it, Mission Yozakura Family, where we're seeing like Kyochiro and Taiyo like in purgatory kind of thing, and it looks like for a second that Kyochiro was going to sacrifice his life to save Taiyo's life. And Taiyo's death was fucking sick, too. It was such a great death. And it just sucks that it just got negated. I'm still mad about that. Even though, granted, the ending of Mission Yozakura Family is great. It's just that little thing that just pisses me off. And I kind of what I'm saying is, I kind of want to see something like that, where we see Chihiro and Samura, like, at a cross, like, in purgatory kind of thing. And we see Samura sacrifice sacrifice his life for Chihiro and tell Chihiro to go back to the world of the living. That kind of thing. I want to see that here. I do. So this is going to be very interesting. This will be, because we're going to see Chihiro reforge Enten. And remember what happened, how Enten was created. The process of, we see it here too. On this final page. But remember the significance of it is that Enten was how it was forged with Rokuhira and Chihiro. It was them together. It was their bond together. But it was also Rokuhira, it was therapeutic for Rokuhira, and it was how he came out of the darkness and into the light. It's how he came out of his despair. And I feel like that's going to be the case here for Chihiro. It's that it's gonna help him come out of his own darkness and his own despair and come into the light kind of thing. Part of me is like, I kind of want to see Iori help him reforge it. I kind of do, because Iori's going to be in this despair as well, because especially if I'm right and Samura sacrifices his the rest of his life force to Chihiro. But the other part of me is like, no, this is something that Chihiro needs to do by himself. this is like, Chihiro is at his own crossroad, and he needs to do it himself. He needs to forge his own path, kind of thing. Reforge his own path. Because remember, it makes me think of, like, in terms of, like, a crossroad kind of thing, it's kind of like when, I know I gotta spoil Shinoko for a second here. It's kind of like when Aqua, had to, like, decide what he wanted to do. If he wanted to finish carrying out the revenge, or if he just wanted to live out his own life. That kind of thing. Carry out Goro's revenge, or just live out his own life. That's what I kind of feel like is going to happen here. And it's, with Tokiyuki, Tokiyuki doesn't have that kind of choice. Same with Aruma. Like, he didn't have that kind of choice either because of, that, he never had that choice, unfortunately. I don't think Chihiro, in a way, I don't think Chihiro has that kind of choice either. I don't think so. He doesn't. But I'm very curious what you guys think is going to happen here. I really do. I feel like the next couple of chapters, especially next chapter in particular, is going to be, if Hokuzono executes it the way that I'm picturing it in my head, it's going to be extremely powerful. It could be as powerful as, like, I don't think it's going to be as funny as it was in The Elusive Samurai with Yorishige and Tokiyuki. That shit was so funny. That shit was so meta. It's so funny. But, like, this is going to be one of those turning points that I said a while ago that I wanted to see for Chihiro. And when Chihiro had that near death experience, I think this was, when I say this is, would you guys get, I think this was the second time when Samura, like, basically essentially killed Chihiro. Yeah, I think it was, if I remember correctly. Because I don't think, like, Yura's whooped his ass, but I don't think he straight up killed him. Part of me is like, I feel like, so, like, in terms of near-death experience, I think the first one, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, was Sojo, and then the second one was Samura. Yeah. And then this would be the third. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys count this as the second one or the third? Part of me thinks this is more so the second one than anything else. But then the one with Soga. Yeah, I think this is the second one. Yeah, I think this is the second one more than the third one. But I think this is, like, especially in terms of, like, the significance of it, because Samura is, in terms of this one, instead of Samura being the one to, like, straight up kill him and bring him back to life, Samura's gonna straight up save his life. And Samura's gonna die in the process. But something I'm really happy about is Soga is living up to the hype. I'm so happy Soga is living up to the hype. Because we've seen, like, situations like in Fairy Tail's the best example of this, where we have, like, the God Dragons, where the God Dragons are in 100 Years Quest specifically, where the God Dragons are fucking hyped up to hell, and then they get their ass whooped, like, really easily. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, really? Really? But I feel Soga's definitely living up to the hype. I'm very, very pleased. Very pleased. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you guys think about this situation? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that, I swear to God, if you pull a Mashiba on me, Hokuzono, and have Samura survive, I'm going to be fucking pissed. Samura's gotta die here. He's got to. There's no way he survives this. we already had him. Let's be real. We kind of already had a Mashima situation here in Kagurabachi. No more Mashima-ness. No. Have Samura sacrifice the rest of his life force to save Chihiro, and then have Chihiro like go through, reforge his path, and have this be extremely powerful too. With how he reforges his sword, I think it'll be so fucking powerful, like the way I'm picturing it. It's gonna suck for Iori, and I really feel bad for her, but I feel like this has got to be the way it goes. It has to be, right? I need to see it. I really do. I really need to fucking see it. I just think it would be a very powerful moment if it's just if Samura sacrifices his life and Chihiro's the one who is reforging Enten on his own, because he needs to be the one to reforge his own path. He does. He needs to do it alone. It'll just be a very powerful moment, and it'll be I'm trying to like picture. I feel like the goldfish were more so his father's thing than Chihiro's thing. That's just why I'm thinking like this, the way he's going to do. I'm just trying to think like, will the goldfish still be a thing? Maybe. But like this is gonna be very, very powerful. This will be. Especially if Hokuzono does it the way I'm picturing it in my head. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think about this chapter? Are you guys happy that Soga is living up to the hype? Do you guys want to see Chihiro reforge his own path with Enten? And how do you guys kind of picture it, like it going down? I think it'll be very, very, very interesting how it goes down. I do. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that and in terms of like reforging Enten, remember I part of me's like thinking, is he going to, I really hope it's not like super cheesy where he uses like the bonds of friendship and all that shit. I really hope it's not something like that, because that would really fucking that would be so cheese. That would be so fucking cheese. I really hope not. I really, really hope not. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Kagurabachi content. A few ways you could do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee. Purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.